Okay, I want to wet the bat down a little bit here, moisten it down. Give a nice little conical base to this here. Just aim for the bat. Bam! Just slap it around a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just sort of get it in place. Wet it down a little bit. Now I'll go to town on it. Feels good so far. Just round off the base there a little bit. I try to work my way up from the base when I'm centering it. Seems like if you get the base centered, then the rest of it falls in place pretty easily. If you get the top centered and try to work your way down, you can do it, but it's a little more difficult. And just slowly moving the clay around, mixing it up a little more evenly with the centering. Now I'm just going to push it back down and center it. Looking good, feels good, no bubbles or anything. Now I'm pushing down the center and I'm holding up against it firm with my fingers so it can only spread out so far. It can grow taller, but it can't grow any wider. The fingers on the outside, and my two hands connect with one another. Kind of gives them an idea what the other one's up to, so they stay same distance apart, or at least I can control the distance for the wall, how it feels. Now I'm just going to try to take it down, leave a little bit of clay at the bottom, don't go too far, don't want it too thin, don't want it too thick, don't want it too thin. If there's a big difference in the clay thickness from the top to the bottom, that alone could be a problem. As far as the piece when it's being fired and the temperature, even drying, the bottom, if it's a lot thicker, or the walls are a lot thicker, they'll both dry and shrink at different rates, and that might cause a crack. A lot of times I'll use this tool to hack it down. I'm pressing it out a little bit more on the inside there. You can't see it on the camera. Just leveling at the bottom. Just going to double check the thickness. That looks good. Looks pretty good. Then I'll start to pull the wall up here. Now I'm pushing out with my outside hand and the inside sort of controlling the location. The outside's pushing into the middle. I'm tapering it a little bit here. It's a little thinner at the top, but this piece is going to spread out quite a bit, and I don't want to make it too thin. I have a really hard time making a round pot with a thin wall at the top. It would just I'm doing another pull on it here, slowing it down a little bit as I go to the top, trying to get it to taper down slowly as it goes to the lip, so it's a smooth transition from thicker at the base to thinner at the top. Now there is a little bit more of a lip on the very top surface there for the lip on the piece. I'm just going to make one more run here. Just going to go slowly and not too firmly. Just pull it up. Try to get a consistent tapering of the thickness towards the top. Again, I'm not taking it down too thin. Feels good. Doesn't look like it's bouncing at the top, like it's not level. As you can see right there, it looks pretty level. So I'm happy with that. Take a little clay off the bottom. Now I'll get my little rib. I'm going to compress that outer edge. Now both hands are going up at the same speed. There, it looks nice and clean. Now I'm going to do another pull on it here. Just going to moisten the inside wall off a little bit. So my fingers slide along that pretty easily. I'm just using some of the slurry on the inside of the bowl, which is probably a little better than just putting water on it. A little bit on the outside for the same reason. Don't want it to be real wet in one spot and then kind of drag. That might cause the piece to warp. Doing a pull out on it here. Okay, so here I'm going to do another one. Start at the very bottom where I feel the corner. Start pushing out on it, and then with the rib, kind of control how far out it goes. Pull it up slowly and steadily. These will get a little larger. And I tip my rib a little bit to give me the angle I need. So far it's looking pretty good. Okay, I'm just moistening the inside wall. Okay, so I'm going to try to do another pull on it up. I'm going to try to smooth out the bottom a little bit here at the beginning. And coming up, I'm going to open it up a little more. Looking good so far. Kind of packing it and spreading it at the same time. The rib on the outside, I'm compressing it. Mainly working on just the fine details of the shape now. Use my chamois. Do a little work on the lip here. Looking good so far. Want to bring this curve up a little bit here. Clean up the inside base a little bit first. Okay, now I'm going to just try to do a few light touches to it. I just want it to have a little bit smoother curve on it towards the lip. I want it to be a little more round. So I'm just going to moisten the inside edge because I don't want my fingers to drag too much on it because it is thinner at the top. A little bit on the outside here. I'm going to try to extend that radius a little bit for the top part here. So I'll just start somewhere in the middle. I kind of get in the same location. Again, I'm not pushing real hard, but I'm pushing with the sponge on the inside to push it out. You can see maybe a little bit of a extension in the diameter, the radius on the inside. It's a little rounder, a little less elliptical, a little rounder. And I see, looking at the side, I see I've just got a space here I need to work on a little bit. I work with mechanical equipment, designing equipment for a long time, so I'm kind of picky on things like radiuses and curves. Which is good, I guess, most of the time. So now I've got myself a pretty round, it's not round like a basketball, but it's pretty curved. Here I'm just basically just adjusting the curve. I don't want to trim too much off. So that's basically the shape of the piece. Now I have to basically clean up the base a little bit. Some of the extra clay at the bottom. Take some of that off. It'll dry a little more evenly this way. Then I'll flatten the inside out a little bit, or down a little bit. So the base, it's pretty flat, but you know how it is when you're picky. You want it real flat. Don't want it to look like it's machine made, but you want it to have maybe a nice little swirl in the bottom of it. So it's looking pretty good. Nice transition from the base to the wall. Then I'll just mop that up a little bit with some slurry, clay slurry. Looking pretty good. That may be just about it. Maybe just take a little bit more off the base. Okay, so I'm almost done with this piece here, but I still want to touch up this little bit of a curve here. Just a little more. Push it out a little more. That's about right. Looks good to me. So we got it pretty rounded. I'm going to use my chamois to just give it a real smooth lip on it here. Got to be a little careful with it because it's pretty soft. Don't want it to drag too much. Then I might do a little bit of a little curve transition here between the body and the lip. Just use this little tool here. There, that gives it a nice clean little transition between the lip and the body. And that's pretty much it, I think. I'm happy with that. Just do a little bit of touch up on the inside. There we go. So that's pretty much the piece. I might need to clean up the base a little bit. Just a little bit more, not a whole lot. Take a little more clay off the bottom. Not just for the looks right now, but it's mainly the drying. Don't want the bottom to dry out too much slower than the wall. And that's pretty much it for that piece.